This is going to be my 7.2 Survival Hunter guide. Not much has really changed from my previous guide, but I will still be making this a full guide, so any new people that find this guide will not have to go back and watch my old guide. So first, we are just going to be going with the talents. So we have Animal Instincts, Throwing Axes, and Way of the mok'nathal. At the moment, I think it's between Way of the mok'nathal and Animal Instincts. I personally don't like Animal Instincts. I have done testing with it, and I still find Way of the mok'nathal to be a lot better. Throwing Axes isn't really in the race at all. The only use Throwing Axes has is for questing or leveling or something like that, where there isn't really much point in using Way of the mok'nathal. At level 30, we have a Murder of Crows, Mortal Wounds, and Snake Hunter. I think at the moment it's mainly between Snake Hunter and a Murder of Crows. A Murder of Crows will pretty much be your default choice until you're a lot more experienced with the spec, and then you can move into using Snake Hunter. Because with Snake Hunter it requires you to be a lot more knowing of the spec and when to use it and when not to use it, and how to manage it properly. At level 45, we have Post Haste, Disengage, and Trailblazer. I believe the only real option to pick here is Disengage, because it can get you out of a lot of stuff on the floor and things like that. It can help with a lot of mechanics. At level 60, we have Caltrops, Guerrilla Tactics, and Steel Trap. There isn't really any situations where you would want to take Guerrilla Tactics. It's between Steel Trap and Caltrops. Steel Trap if it's pure single target, but if there's like 2 or more enemies, you will want to take Caltrops. Level 75, we have Sticky Bomb, Ranger's Net, Camouflage. Here, in my opinion, it doesn't really matter, you can pick any. Level 90, we have Butchery, Dragon's Fire Grenade, and Serpent Sting. At the moment, it's between Serpent Sting and Butchery. Serpent Sting is for single target, and maybe like 2 target cleave. And Butchery is for like AoE. Just any, let's say 3+ targets take Butchery. Otherwise, just stick with Serpent Sting. At level 100, we have Spitting Cobra, Expert Trapper, and Aspect of the Beast. At the moment, the only viable choice here, in my opinion, from the testing I have done, is Spitting Cobra. Now we're just going to look more into the abilities of the spec. We have Mongoose Bite, which is the main focus of the spec at the moment. So it's a basic, you just do an attack, and every time you cast Mongoose Bite, it gives you a buff. I will show you. See this buff? It increases the damage dealt by Mongoose Bite by 50%. This can stack up 6 times. Basically, the whole focus of the spec is Mongoose Bite and getting those stacks up. Next we have Lacerate, which is just the basic dot. And then we have Raptor Strike, which is used to apply your Way of the mok'nathal and your Serpent Sting. And then we have Flanking Strike, which gives, I think it's double, yeah. Flanking Strike has double the normal chance to trigger Hunting Companion. Now, a quick go into the mastery, which is Hunting Companion, which your pet's attacks have a chance to grant you an additional charge of Mongoose Bite. Next we have Carve, which is your AoE if you don't have Butchery, so you can just spam that. We have, Explosive Trap, which is just, it's kind of meh, to be honest. It's just a filler, that is what I use it for. We have Aspect of the Eagle, which grants you and your pet 20% crit and an additional 25% chance to get a Mongoose Bite charge. Then I have the Artifact ability, which is Fury of the Eagle, which is a conal channeled AoE that also benefits from Mongoose Fury. So if you have 6 stacks of Mongoose Fury, this will do 300% increased damage. We have Harpoon, which is kind of like a charge, just your engage, that's about it. I think that's just about everything for the actual offensive abilities, apart from talents, of course. With like utility and defensives, we have Aspect of the Turtle, which deflects all attacks and reduces damage you take by 30%. There are some abilities in the game which go through this and things like that. Like if you have dots on you, they will still hit you, and yeah. We have Exhilaration, which will heal you and your pet. And of course, Feign Death. Feign Death, it's not really much to say. We have Aspect of the Cheetah, increases your movement speed. Yep, I believe that's just about it. Just going to quick go into kind of stat priority for survival. The thing with survival at the moment is you will mainly want to be going for item level over any kind of stats. But if you did have a choice for, like, for example, in rings and necks and things like that, then haste is your best option. Then you also need a certain amount of mastery. I would say go for around 12% mastery. Around that, and that should be fine, you should be okay. And then go into haste and then crit. In terms of legendaries and trinkets that you want to look out for, some legendaries you want to look out for are Call of the Wild, which I believe is currently the best legendary. It reduces the cooldown of Aspect of the Eagle. And then you also have Nissimway's Trapping Tread, which are very nice as well. They can be a good focus generator, and they also have pretty nice stats. The third one, which I think is maybe the second best, I can't remember, is Kil'jaeden's Burning Wish, because it has very nice stats on it. And then with trinkets, our current best in slot, aside from the legendary of course, is Bloodthirsty Instinct. And then after that, it's kind of a toss-up after that. A lot of people use Convergence of Fates. I don't have it myself, so I haven't been able to try it, but apparently that is very good. Otherwise, best thing to get is a stat stick trinket. Like, for example, at the moment I have a mastery one. I also have a haste one in my bags, but yeah, if you can get a haste one, that'd be nice. Or if you're like me, you were lacking a bit of mastery, go for a mastery one. Just going to quickly talk about our 4-set. 2-set and 4-set at the moment. This is tier 19. The 2-set, Flanking Strike now has 3 times the normal chance to trigger Hunting Companion. You see, this also works off of the double chance that Flanking Strike already has. So basically, it's 6 times the chance to get for your mastery to proc. So I have 11%, times that by 6. That's my chance when I Flanking Strike. Then the 4-set is when Mongoose Fury reaches 6 applications, you gain 20% increased damage to all abilities for 10 seconds. Now, this 4-set increases in its value the better you are at the spec. So, like, the more often you can get to 6 stacks, the more valuable this 4-set is. At the moment, I would say I at least have it up 50% of the time, maybe. I'm not sure, in, like, a raiding scenario. With gems and enchants, you just want to go full on haste. On the neck enchant, you want Mark of the Hidden Satyr. And of course, on the back, you want the 200 agility. I do say, no, I said go full haste on the gems, but you do want one 200 agility gem. Okay, I'm just going to go through the artifact now and kind of the way you should go with it. So of course first you're forced to go into Iron Talons, and then you should go up to Hellcarver, then Raptor's Cry, then Explosive Force, and then Aspect of the Skylord. Main reason for that is because Aspect of the Skylord will help your burst a lot, because otherwise Survival Burst is completely mediocre. Honestly, to be honest, it's kind of meh anyway, but yeah. After that, you'll want to go to Sharpened Fang, then My Beloved Monster. And then you'll probably... Well, this is kind of where it gets complicated in a way. You could go here to Hunter's Guile, then Lacerating Talons, then Eagle's Bite, then Fluffy Go, then Embrace of the Aspects. But you could also go do Bird of Prey, then Embrace of the Aspects, then Fluffy Go. I personally would recommend going this way to Bird of Prey, then Embrace the Aspects, then Fluffy Go, and then get these 2 golden traits. The reason I say to get the golden traits last is because they are very... I'm not really sure what word to use. At the moment, they're kind of meh. Talon Strike is a bit better when you get this trait, but Eagle's Bite is not. It's just terrible. In my opinion, other traits are better. Again, this is my opinion. Don't take it completely adamant that this is right. And so yeah, once you've done all that, it's just fill out from there, and of course then go into these traits. You want to get this, like you want to get, I think you would probably want to get all of these before you start going back and filling out these like into 4s. But once you have all of these, I would go and then fill this out to 4, and then probably Fluffy Go, then My Beloved Monster, and so forth. But I can't really talk about that at the moment because I'm not there myself. Okay, now I'm just going to quick go over the rotation, and then I will demonstrate the rotation. It is going to be a bit hard for me to explain a rotation I don't use. I might make some small mistakes or something like that. Or it might not be 100%. I'm just going to say viable, whatever. I can't think of the word. But, okay, so first, just Harpoon in, then Raptor Strike, then Lacerate, then Raptor Strike, then Spitting Cobra, then Raptor Strike, then Murder of Crows, then Raptor Strike. And I think that should get you to 4 stacks of mok'nathal tactics. After that, you would use your 3 Mongoose Bites, and then Flanking Strike. Then if you have a Mongoose Bite, use it. If not, you can just refresh your mok'nathal. Hopefully by then you should have another Mongoose Bite to use. If you don't, you can just kind of fill that downtime using your traps or something like that. Then as soon as Flanking Strike comes up, use it. Just kind of do it like that. Like I said, it's hard for me to explain. But once you get to 5 stacks of Mongoose Fury from Mongoose Bite, you want to use Aspect of the Eagle. During Aspect of the Eagle, you want to just get off as many Mongoose Bites as you possibly can. So hopefully by using Aspect of the Eagle, you should get another Mongoose Bite charge to get you up to 6. And then just keep using them as much as you can, Flanking Strike to get more, and then use them. Don't worry about anything else during this, just focus on that Mongoose Bite, unless you literally cannot do anything else. Other than that, now here's where the artifact ability comes into play. It's got 2 places where you should use it. The first being the optimum, where right at the last second of the Mongoose Fury buff, you'll want to use it, and then just as it's about to run out, you want to do another Mongoose Bite. Hopefully you will have one by then. Otherwise, if you have no Mongoose Bites or anything, you don't have Flanking Strike or anything like that, you can just use Fury of the Eagle just to stall it, because there's something I need to quickly explain about Fury of the Eagle. It has why does it say a 3.2 second channel time? I don't know, but I think it's usually a 4-second channel time, and this adds 4 seconds onto the Mongoose Fury buff. But this does not mean that you can just cast Fury of the Eagle and then cancel it and still have those seconds on the buff, because it only allows for its cast time. So if you use it and then immediately cancel it, the seconds that it added on will be taken away again. So you just keep it going just to stall the buff until you can get more Mongoose Bites. I think that's probably the best I can explain it. I'll try to demonstrate it, but like I said, this is not a rotation I use. I will also be going over the one I do use, but let's just go with this for now. You'll also see as I'm going that the abilities I cast will be scrolled along here, so you can follow what I am doing. I did make quite a big mistake there, but yeah. And of course you can see I did make some mistakes in there, but that's fine. Survival, I find, is actually a lot more forgiving than people would have you believe. But hopefully that gives you a basic idea of how to play the spec. One quick thing that I kind of forgot to talk about is when to use Mongoose Bite. Let's say, for example, you are at 2 stacks of Mongoose Fury and it has maybe 4 seconds left. You don't want to use any more Mongoose Bites from that point. If you don't think you can get to 6 stacks of Mongoose Fury, don't even bother, just stop casting it. What I usually do is I just right click the buff and start again. Another thing quickly is you shouldn't start a window of Mongoose Fury if you only have 1 charge of Mongoose Bite. You should wait until you have at least 2. You can see I did start it with 1, maybe a couple times, but that's because I've been playing survival for a while. I know my character, I know what I can do, and my chances of not fucking up. So I'll quick go over my actual rotation, what I do, because I use Snake Hunter instead of Murder of Crows. The rotation is basically the same, apart from, of course, I don't use a Murder of Crows. I'll just do it instead of explaining it this time. yeah, I'll stop there. So I did make, obviously I did still make some mistakes there, but I did make a lot less because I am a lot more comfortable with this. The main reason I actually like using Snake Hunter over Murder of Crows is because I feel like it's less for me to worry about. Okay, that's just about everything. I'm just going to quick show you the damage breakdown of my last demonstration. This is the one where I was using Snake Hunter. So as you can see, Mongoose Bite is a large portion of the damage, and then you have Flanking Strike, Lacerate. If you have the Eagle, Rep Strike, Serpent Sting, then my pet's Flanking Strike, then Cobra, and then my auto attacks, and then On the Trail, which is one of the golden traits, and then my pet's autos and my pet's ability, and then Talon Strike, which is again another one of the golden traits, which I find is fucking shit, and then my neck enchant and Steel and Explosive Trap. One thing I need to express more than anything in this guide is that survival comes with practice. I could tell you as much as I want, you could watch this video as many times as you want, you could look as many guides as you possibly as there is on the internet. The best way for you to pick up survival is just to try it and play it. Eventually you will pick it up. It might take some time, and you're gonna have to, you will need dedication if you are only just picking it up. Because survival, at least in my opinion, is definitely one of the most, if not the most, complex specs in the game right now. Mainly because of you have to feel and know when to do things, like I said earlier. So if you find yourself underperforming at first, that is completely normal. When I first started playing survival, I was terrible. I still don't think I'm that great, but just keep at it and eventually you'll get better and better and better. So yeah, that's all for now. If there's anything in the future, I will create more videos to kind of accommodate that. Quickly, a few things I did completely forget about is macros and add-ons. So, for example, there is the macro to make your pet attack whatever you're attacking, because sometimes your pet can be off attacking something else, and it's a bit of a pain in the ass, because if your pet's not at your target, you can't use Flanking Strike. So you can just use an ability, like slash cast the ability, and then slash pet attack. That will make your pet attack whatever you use that ability on. And then we have a trap macro, which will place whatever trap you put in that macro at your cursor. So just do this macro and then the name of the trap here. This also works for caltrops. I will put this in the description. I think that's about it for macros. In terms of add-ons, I would say with survival is extremely helpful to have something like Weakauras. As you can see here, it gives me my mok'nathal tactics timer and my mongoose fury timer. These are incredibly useful for playing survival, and especially if you're just getting into it, I would highly recommend getting this. I will, if you decide to use Weakauras, I will put the Weakaura I use in the description. So you just need to put that into the add-on. So yep, I think that's just about everything. Hopefully I haven't missed anything or forgotten anything. I probably have, because it's quite early in the morning and I have not slept. So that's all for now. Thank you for watching.